Welcome back to Let's Play Podcast. So Ben, we were talking about
House of M.
House of M and the Marvel movies and stuff. So I was about to go on a little diatribe about
I could tell.
yeah. Obviously I don't think it's gonna happen now because X-Men's been doing well with First Class and Days of Futures Past. And Apocalypse does look good.
Apocalypse looks great.
And then of course Deadpool is gangbusters. Like they're not giving up X-Men for anything now. No matter what. But we also thought that wouldn't happen with Spider-Man, and look what happened. And I've heard also potentially I haven't confirmed this yet, but I've seen rumblings that Marvel did get back Fantastic Four because of the failure.
Oh, yeah, I've heard said rumblings as well.
I've not confirmed it yet, but I've seen that. So things that we never thought would happen are happening. But I do think X-Men's too big. They're still working, so I don't think we're going to be getting X-Men anytime soon. And even if we did get X-Men, I wouldn't want Marvel to derail their Inhuman stuff to have X-Men come in and take its place. Because I think they're doing good things with the Inhuman side of things.
I do too.
But it would be really cool to see like Wolverine show up in these movies. Granted, it won't be Hugh Jackman. Right.
Because that would confuse people.
Well, and he's also been doing it for almost 20 years, and I think he loves Wolverine, but I think he's ready to move on.
I think he's also getting. I mean, a big thing about Wolverine is that he doesn't age.
Yes, and he's been doing it for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Since 2000 or 1999, even if I remember.
And I will say, to be fair, Hugh Jackman still looks freaking great.
Oh yeah, he looks better than he ever did before. Like every movie, he looks better as Wolverine. It's crazy. Yeah. I hope in the last one, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna fit into their universe well enough, but I hope in the last one he gets the real Wolverine suit finally, after like 20 years. He's gonna get the yellow and blue.
Am I going the wrong way? Is this...
No, I think you're good. Just kind of explore. I don't think there's really much to get up here either. I don't think it really gives you too much stuff because you're in a flashback, and it doesn't make sense to have you have it later. But like even experience stuff doesn't really matter because Sephiroth does everything himself.
Yeah.
Because you're too weak. You only have 10 MP. You're so.
I know.
He's so scrawny. They didn't change his model obviously in the game, but if you look at his portrait, it's different. Like in the menu. He's little young Cloud. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. But no, I think House of M, like, for those of you who don't know the storyline of House of M, it's essentially, I mean, Scarlet Witch is the daughter of Magneto.
For those of you who watch the Marvel movies but don't know the truth.
Right.
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are the kids of Magneto.
Yeah.
Who does not exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because he's not allowed to, legally. But yeah, so Scarlet Witch is his daughter, and she's supremely powerful.
Yeah.
More powerful than she is in the movies.
Her power is to influence odds and all of that shit. And she uses her power to essentially turn Magneto into this world ruler. I mean, a House of M is House of Magnus. And I mean, I don't know how else to.
I know it's not easy. Like I've never read it.
It's.
I know. Is that one that we have access to?
Yes, that's one that's on the docket for nightly novels.
I'm gonna read it then finally because it's a story that I've known for a long time because it's one of those big ones that like I need to know about this story, but I was never able to read it.
I don't know where to go.
Not that way because there's no markers up there, so you want to follow the red arrows and stuff. You're gonna be going in and out of the mountain at different places, but it's gonna have the marker for you to go through.
So
but yeah, it's one of those stories that's very important to overall
in this
like
world,
cosmic comics.
Magneto knew that if he didn't make the heroes happy in it, that it would mess with his plans.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes pretty much every hero happy. Like,
Let's go to the right.
Are spoilers okay? Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't want to know about what happens in House of M, skip ahead like 5 minutes, or just to the next episode or something.
Yeah.
We're stuck on a mountain. There's nothing's gonna happen in the game that you're gonna miss.
Exactly. So, like, Peter Parker,
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Ben's alive. He's married to Gwen Stacy. They have kids. Captain America
Go back in
doesn't
that
get
room.
frozen. He gets to live out his life with
Go to the right.
Agent Carter.
Right. Your other right. No, that's down. Go in the room. Go to the right. And go up.
Oh my god, thank you. Wolverine is married to Psylocke.
I think that's right.
So there's that. So, I mean, he does a really good job at making everyone happy.
Right.
What he did not anticipate was the fact that Logan still has his healing ability. So his memory was unaffected.
Right. It always comes down to Logan, doesn't it? And all these all these reality changing things or whatever, like, let's go change the past. It's always comes down to Wolverine because he was there. Because he has the longest like presence over the universe.
Yeah. Besides
like a Apocalypse or something, yeah.
So he starts to get everyone together, and I kid you not, Mike, the part where Peter Parker regains his real world memories,
yeah,
it makes me cry every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is such a powerful book from beginning to end. And then it ends with Scarlet Witch kind of being so upset that this is her power that did this, and she was manipulated into doing this. So to bring the world back to normal, she utters these 3 words that change the Marvel universe so drastically, and that is no more mutants.
Mm-hmm.
Which all of a sudden, like, you're back in the real world, and the mutants that were not a part of the main story of House of M, got sick and started dying.
Mm-hmm.
So all that's left are essentially the X-Men, Magneto, and all them.
Yeah.
And then there can be no more mutant genes activated.
Right. That's literally one of those moments where it's like it identifies like whenever someone talks about Scarlet Witch, or like when I bring up Scarlet Witch to someone who doesn't know who Scarlet Witch is, I'm like, she's a mutant who is so powerful she erased mutants from the universe. That's what she could do. And that's just a moment that you always connect to her as far as like explaining who she is and what she can do or what her powers are.
Right.
And that is the upper limit of it, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, but that is the ultimate example of like that's what she can do. Like, you think like Jean Grey is a really powerful mutant, which she is. She's extremely powerful, but Scarlet Witch talked and erased mutants from existence. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So you're inside of the Mount Nibel reactor right now.
Right.
And Sephiroth just found Genova, which is the sample that we saw inside of Shinra Tower that disappeared.
That's right.
After you got locked up. And you've been learning a little bit about Mako and about materia on your way up the mountain. Sephiroth's been explaining to you that materia is crystallized Mako, and what Mako is actually, what materia is it's the knowledge of the ancients, which are that race that we've heard a little bit about so far, like crystallized into this form, this crystal form, that as a soldier, as these fighters that you are, you've learned to harness and use that knowledge, which effectively is magic.
That's cool.
Right.
I have a feeling we're going to have to do House of M on nightly novels before this ends up airing.
Because we spoil everything?
Yeah.
We very well might. This episode's probably not going to come out until...
May.
Not to date the episode, but it'll be sometime in May.
Yeah.
We're already booked up until the end of April with what we've done. And then this episode will be like the 3rd or 4th week of May.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not to have you everyone peek behind the curtain a little bit.
Well, that's a scary looking thing.
Yes. That is a human that has been... That container is full of Mako. And he's just inside of it. Like a Bacta tank. Which is a super nerdy thing that only nerds know from Star Wars. For you non-nerds that are watching the Nerdy Nights channel.
Right.
What do you do?
I'm sure that there are a bunch of those.
Jesus, Recruit.
And you know what's great about House of M?
Mm-hmm.
A few days ago, I got a text message from my mom, who's never read any comic books.
Right.
And she says, "I'm going to read House of M." I'm
Just
like,
random text, like that's what it said.
Well, yeah, and then all of a sudden I see on my Amazon account that someone's buying House of M.
Right.
So I got really excited because House of M is... Yeah. I feel like it's a great one-off to read. Yes, it's a whole universe-wide thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of self-contained. Like, it's a full story in itself.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean that I think it's great, and you know she's been reading it, and I get text messages every day of, you know, just like, you know, the whole Spider-Man part is just terrible.
Yep.
is what she says, and then you know, I'm really excited that someone who has never read comics is starting with that. I mean, it's
So, kind of changing gears, but in the same vein, I want to ask your opinion on something.
Okay.
Have you read the Onslaught storyline?
No, I have not.
No? Okay, then I can't really. For me, I haven't read it, and I want to. It's one I've always wanted to read. And I've always heard kind of mixed things about it overall, like as far as what people think of it. But for me, one of my favorite games growing up was Marvel vs. Capcom. And the boss of that game was Onslaught.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so I always have had this, like, just... It's not real, like a real connection, because it's just the character in the game. Like, it's nothing special. But I've always had this affinity for, like, Onslaught is awesome. That storyline is awesome. Just from, like, the summary of, like, oh, Magneto and Professor X goes crazy and, like, uses Magneto's powers to create a fucking suit that he's gonna beat people in, and it's kind of cool. But I can tell that it might be a weird storyline, and I'm not sure if I want to read it and kind of taint it. But I still think I'm going to. I'm going to experience it and see what it is. Because
we should throw that into the rotation of nightly novels.
Yeah? The Onslaught storyline?
Yeah, why not?
I'd be down. But yeah, Onslaught of Marvel vs. Capcom is so cool. He's a badass in that game.
One of the few fighting games that I just love so much, also.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel
like,
vs.
even
Capcom.
though 2 is, like, amazing and has so many characters, I still really love the first one. Because it's distinctly its own game still. Like, 2 did not just come and overwrite 1, because they're very different. And I think 1 and 2 are both really good fighting games. So, there's not much you can do in here right now. But you'll come back here later in the game, and it's going to have monsters in it, and you're going to have your whole party, and there's a lot of stuff to do in here. And this is actually where we get one of the secret characters that's not required for the game. He's in this mansion. You get him when you come back later in the future.
You mean the present?
In the present, yes. The future from this point in time. And that's going to be it for this episode, actually. So we're hanging out in the middle of the mansion, and we're gonna get down to the basement, because that's where you have to go. You have to go to the basement. Spoilers. Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, bye guys.